你好, welcome to Ask Andy. In this video, our topic is Numbers in Chinese 01. I'm going to answer two questions. Question number 1. How to show Chinese numbers from 1 to 10 with only one hand? For sure, I'm going to teach you how to say them in Chinese. Question number 2. How to read Chinese phone numbers? Plus, why and when is number 1 read as yao? So it's a really important question to answer, so keep on watching. So in this video, I'm going to let you know some cultural tips about special numbers in Chinese. Let's get started. So question number 1, how to show Chinese numbers from 1 to 10 with only one hand? So let's start with the number 1. So for number 1, when we read it in Chinese, it is yi. So number 1 is yi. And here, I've given you my trick. So read it as Y-E-E. So yi. So how to show it with one hand? This one, I think in most countries would be the same. So this is just yi. And for number 2, so it's R. R. So for this R, you read it as this one. I've already given you the trick. So read it as the letter R, just R. And we show it in this way. So R. And for number 3, so I make number 3 in blue. Why? Because for number 3, when we read it, it's something different. And we show it in our gestures, they are also different. For number 3, so we read it as san. San. So this is the trick for you to do. S-A-H-N. So read it as san. San. So in Chinese, we show it in this way. But in the US, we do it in this way. And in Europe, most countries, we do in this way. So remember, in Chinese or in China, we do it in this way. It's not okay. It means number 3. And then for number 4, so I also make it in a different color because for the pronunciation, it's not easy. So for this SI fourth tone, we read it as si. Si. So remember, the letter I is not read as E here. I explained it in my previous video about that letter I. So you can find it here. And then for this number 4, we read it as si. Si. So this way we show it si. And then for number 5, it's easy. So we just read it wu. Wu. And then you can do it W-O-O. Wu. I think this is always the same in most countries. We have 5 fingers in one hand. So we say it. Give me 5 is this 5. Always the same. So for number 6, for the pronunciation of number 6 is not that easy. So for this one, why? The thing is, this L-I-U is not the full spelling. So for the full spelling is L-I-O-U. So Liu. How can we make it easier? You just read it as Leo, like the zodiac Leo. So for number 6 in Chinese, we show it in this way. Liu. Liu. Why do we do that? So I think it is because of this character. Take a look. This is the character for number 6, Liu. It is similar, right? It is similar. And then for number 7, we read it as qi. Qi. So QI. So in most languages, letter Q is pronounced as K. But in Chinese, we read it as qi. Qi. So for the gesture, we do it in this way. Qi. Qi. Why do we do that? I think for this QI, the pronunciation sounds like Ji. Ji. Ji means chicken in Chinese. So it looks like a chicken head. But this is my hypothetical answer. I'm not saying it's the correct one, but it's just something for you to remember. And then for number 8, we say it ba. Ba. See, this is number 8, ba. But remember, this is not number 2. Actually, I have a story to tell you. I had a student in Shanghai. He was there for the first time. He tried to ask for baozi in a cafeteria. At the very beginning, he didn't know how to speak any Mandarin, any Chinese. So he pointed to the baozi and then showed this gesture to the seller. And then the guy gave him 8. And he just, no. Show this one. And then that guy gave him another 8. They just pushed back and forth for a long time. And he asked me, why did that guy behave in a strange way? I told him it's not because he did it in a strange way. It's because you show this gesture. This is 8. It's not 2 in Chinese. But why? I think it's because of the character. Take a look. It looks similar, right? This is number 8, the character. This is one way for the character. The other way you can think it is about, it's like a gun, bang. So this is like a gun, bang. So this is ba, ba. And then for number 9, we read it as 九, 九. So we show the gesture in this way. This is 九, 九. And then the trick is you read it as like an English name, Joe. So 九, third tone, 九, like a whale, 九. So why? I think it looks like the number here. So right, it's similar. So this is 九. And then for number 10, we read it as you just do shirt, 十, 十. And then for the gesture, we do it like here, 十, 十. So you can just show one fist. So that's how we do with only one hand. For number 10, you can also do it with like a cross. But this one would for sure be understandable in China. You just show the fist. We know that is 10. Okay, let's move on. So we have done question number 1. Let's move on to question number 2. So how to read Chinese phone numbers? Plus, why and when is number 1 read as yao? Question 2. How to read Chinese phone numbers? So we have done from number 1 to number 10. But we need this one for sure for the Chinese cell phone numbers. So that is 0. So we read it as 零, 零. So you can have the trick here. L-E-E-N-G. So this 零, 零. Okay, let's move on. So how to read Chinese phone numbers? So remember, when we are reading Chinese phone numbers, we read it in 3 digits, 4 digits, and another 4 digits. So altogether 11 digits. So for this one, let's try. So we read it as 170 771 717. It's not clear, right? There's a problem here. That's why I mark with 4 red arrow here. Because for this number 1, we can't read it as yi, we need to read it as yao. Let's try it with yao, then you see the difference. 170 7711 7171. Right now, it's really clear, right? So why? Because you see, if number 1 goes after number 7, we read it 七, 七. It's not clear. We couldn't tell if you have said something like 1 after 7. So in that case, we need to read number 1 as yao. So here, I answer that question. Why and when is number 1 read as yao? So number 1 is read as yao in digits to avoid the confusion with number 7. So do we have some other examples? Let's see another one. So for this one, so room 1701. So in this case, we are going to read it as 1701房间. So 房间 is a room. We read the room number before the room itself. So we read it as 1701. So with this number, we don't read it as 1701. We just read it in digits. So, and for some code you receive for the verification code, we are going to read it in this way too. So in this case, we are going to read number 1 as yao to avoid the confusion with the number 7. I think you can get it, right? And then let's move on. What about this phone number? Let's try it. So we read it as, so 139 4444 5104. Do you like this phone number? I have to let you know, this phone number in China, maybe nobody would buy it or would pay for it. And this one, if it has been sold or someone paid for it, it must be a foreigner. Why? Because letter 4 is a really bad number in China. We think it's unlucky. It's a terrible number. And why? I'm going to explain it later in the culture tips. Let's move on. For this number, 137 9666 2666. So, do you like this number? I think you may find this 666, 666. So you say, maybe in some culture you don't like this 666. But I have to let you know, this number is really expensive in China. There may be an auction for this cell phone number. Maybe you need to pay around like 50,000 just to own this number in China. Let's see another one. So this one, 188 0188 8888 188 0188 8888. What about this one? This number, I think you need to pay around 100,000 or even 1 million RMB to have this number. Why? Because it goes with the number 8, a lot of number 8. This is really expensive. There may be another auction and lots of people like crazy for it, rush for it to pay to get this number. So why? I'm going to explain it in the cultural tips. Okay, we have done question 1, question 2. And right now, let's move on to culture tips. Special numbers in Chinese. So for special numbers in Chinese, why these numbers are special? Because it is something similar we have in English, that is pun. So what is pun? Let's see this example. He is the son of the family. So if you're an English speaker, you can understand this son is related to the son. So that is pun in English. So all these special numbers is related to pun. Let's see. So for number 6, why do we like number 6? Because liu, we have another character, liu, which means smooth, shares exactly the same pronunciation with number 6, liu. So it means smooth. For sure, when you're doing something or working, you prefer things move on smoothly. So that's why we like number 6. And for this liu, it has another meaning. Let's see. So 他的中文很溜。他的中文很溜, which means his Chinese is smooth. Actually, it means fluent here. And for the 666, in China, it's really good because it means smooth, smooth, smooth. We really like this number, but I know in some Western culture, 666 is a number related to evil. But actually, native Chinese really like that one. Maybe it's a good business for you. You can buy this number for the plate or the cell phone number in your country, and then you can forward or sell it to another Chinese. They're going to be really like to have it to pay more to get that number. Let's move on. So for this number 8, so ba, for number 8, it sounds like a fa in some dialects in southern part of China. So fa refers to fa cai. Fa cai means make big money. So that's why this number 8 is really auspicious in China. And then see this example. So 恭喜发财，恭喜发财, which means congrats on making big money. So you're going to hear this expression during the Spring Festival. When people meet each other, they may say 恭喜发财，恭喜发财 during the Spring Festival. Okay, for this one, number 4. So number 4, 四, 四, it sounds like 死, which means to die or death. So this is sort of a taboo in China. Some people really hate this number. Take a look. These are buttons in an elevator. What can we learn from these buttons? 1, 2, 3, and then we have number 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we move on to number 15. So we don't have number 4 or number 14. See, in some buildings, they don't even want the number 4 to appear in the buttons in the elevator. Why? Maybe those developers try to avoid some people they really hate number 4. In that case, they don't buy the apartments in that building. Okay, pun, this one. So the last one. So 520, 520. So if someone texts you with this 3 numbers, what does that mean? Actually, it means 我爱你, 我爱你. So 520 means 我爱你 in China. See? So it's really important for you to know in case someone texts you 520, like a Chinese girl, a Chinese guy texts you 520, you say, what's that? I hope you can get it. When someone texts you with a 520, it means I love you. 我爱你 520 我爱你 520 我爱你 That's all for today. Thank you for watching. 再见